Hey, morning. Welcome back to Nintendo Treehouse Live at E3. I'm Sam from the Treehouse, and joining me up here, I've got Ed and Audrey.
Hey.
And right now, we're
Hello.
going to be showing you a game that is a 3DS exclusive. It's Fantasy Life. We're just wrapping up localization on it now, and Ed's actually one of the main writers on the game, so we're going to take you in a deeper look for the title.
Yeah.
Want to get us started?
Yeah, we're super excited about this. We've been spending a long time in the Treehouse working on this. This is a title that is really massive in scope. I'm going to let Audrey kick things off. We're going to jump into some of the customization here really quickly. But one of the main things that you'll see throughout Fantasy Life as we go into this really adorable opening cinematic.
I know. We're not going to show the whole thing,
we're
but
not
we
gonna
have
show
to
the whole
share a
thing.
little bit of this with you
But-
because it gives a really great tell of just how charming and adorable this whole world is.
It's almost too much.
Yeah,
it's almost too much cute.
This is from the people who wrote as Professor Layton. This is level 5.
Yeah, so this is level 5. So you guys know what they do
Yeah.
and how well they do
They make
it.
things charming. It's what they do for a living.
Yeah, this gives you a really good sense of the world that you're about to enter, too. You get a good look at all the different roles that you can play.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so what
Get
you're
in
looking
there.
at is, something. It's an introduction to all the different life classes that we're going to get to in a little bit.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
We'll
There's
get
much
to
to
it.
talk about.
But it's just the baseline is that this game is all about choice. I mean, that's really what it is. It's about choice in everything that you do. And so let's go ahead and
all right, let's jump
us
right into
in.
the customization.
Nice.
All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a character and jump into a brand new life. Customization, like you said, this is your life.
Yep.
So everything down to how your character looks to what they do for a living,
Yep.
it's all up to you. And there's just a whole variety of things you can do. I mean, I've played several different files, and every life has been completely
It's
different.
completely different. And,
None are the same.
You say that for a lot of games. I mean, people like to talk
This
about
is
like open
really-
worlds or choices a lot, but this is really one of those things that
Let's see.
it's true. I've put in, I don't even know, probably upwards of 200 hours into this game so far.
Oh, easily.
And it's still like I'm not, I haven't beaten it. There's really like that doesn't really exist, that option. To finish everything, you're gonna spend your fantasy life doing it essentially.
And you're not going to want to race
Exactly.
through finishing it because there's so much here where you want to
There's
kind
so
of just
much
run around
to
and
do.
explore.
There
And
really is.
maybe you spend a
Exactly.
while away from the main storyline entirely because you're just having a blast exploring
You
the
totally
town
could.
or
See, I'm going to
training
race
up your
through
life.
here real quick, but I mean, there are
You see
so many
Audrey going
options.
through the-
You can mess with your eyebrows, your nose, just all kinds of
yourself a
different
scarf.
things. I'm just going to...
You can make yourself, anything.
I could give myself a
from-
mustache, but I'm going to
There
go
you
the
go. I like the
non-mustache
blonde
route this
mustache.
time.
That's
It's
awesome.
pretty cute. I'm tempted, but
But
I'm going
you
to go
see,
no.
the customization runs the gamut from just adorably cute
You can pick
to
your voice.
intimidatingly
You get to be
adorable.
who you want to be. Exactly. So let me just put my name in
Get your
here
name.
real quick. Yeah.
Cool.
Now we get to choose our life.
Nice.
There are 12 to choose from, so let's see. I think I'm gonna start with Paladin this time, but
So
see.
you got the run through of the different life classes here.
Yeah, we've got mercenary, hunter, wizard, cook, angler, woodcutter, miner, blacksmith, carpenter, tailor, and alchemist, and all of them, they have different story elements. They have different skills you can use.
Yeah.
And
Different trainers, too.
Yeah.
Which I
Yeah.
love some of the trainers
different
that you get as
different
going
life
through these
masters
lives.
throughout that each one has their own unique storyline.
And their own
you can
personality.
follow.
Like
Totally,
I love
yeah.
in the middle of a life you can actually switch to a different life and you'll keep all of
Mm-hmm.
your skills. But when you meet the new life masters, they all have such different and distinct personalities.
Mm. Totally.
It's like it's such a full and vibrant world full of all these different characters. It's just
That's-
wonderful to explore.
Yeah, I mean that's something that obviously level 5 does a great job. Like you said, of sort of injecting charm and just imbuing these things with such a wonderful nature about them. And that was something that we worked really hard in the Treehouse to capture, to be able to replicate that for the Americas in English and other languages as well. But this is really it's really the world level 5 has created is really something special. And I just want to speak to something real quick that you just mentioned about picking the life classes. A lot of times in an RPG or in a JRPG, you choose a class and everybody sort of has their own. You already kind of know what kind of person you are, and what sort of class or
Exactly.
style you gravitate towards. And so here you see, the opening, you saw these 12 different life classes.
Oh, and we should mention that was your room, and this is pretty special
This
as
is your
well.
home
My
base.
room. I can
Yeah.
customize it later. This is just the
Absolutely.
starter room. I mean, every good RPG starts in bed, right?
Yeah, I think so. It starts with you waking up.
You're
and
waking
someone
up,
being
being like, "Ah,
hey,
what's
what are you
going on?
doing?
Oh my gosh, the world is
why
ending."
Why are you so lazy? Get up and go save something.
Exactly.
But everybody has their own style that I think we naturally gravitate towards
Exactly,
in
well, like-
RPGs, especially.
Like we spoke about this, like I started as paladin because I'm like, I want to
Right.
get in there, I'm gonna chop things
Right,
up,
yeah.
it's gonna be
Yeah,
great.
I started
yeah,
out
and
as
I
a
was like,
mercenary.
I'm probably gonna stick as a
Right.
paladin, but when you're in there, it's sort of, it reminds me of like a Zelda-esque world where you're exploring this world and you see all these things and you're like, oh, there's some trees, but I can't cut them down. I don't have the
Right.
woodcutter skill yet, you know. Oh, some
Right.
fish, I can't, get those yet. I have to learn the angler skill.
And that's the
so-
thing, because it's like initially you're looking at these and you're like, well, what is a woodcutter? I mean, what is an angler? Like, I don't necessarily think of myself
How
as,
can I save the world as an
yeah, I'm not
angler?
going to go
How's that
out
gonna
with,
work?
Exactly.
my wood cutting axe in hand and save Riveria. But that's the thing, you
Yeah.
go out as, say, your battle class or your casting class, whatever you're naturally inclined to, and then you see these areas where you're just hacking and slashing away and ripping up these enemies.
Exactly.
But then you're seeing these resources, these huge ore clusters, these fish
Uh-huh.
going around, that you're going to want to exploit those resources at some point to be able
Yeah.
to use them later. You can get stuff as a miner
Uh-huh.
and then use that to forge a weapon if you switch to a blacksmith later on. say.
Exactly.
And then
Yeah.
start kicking
No,
butt
like
with
when I
that
first
weapon.
started, I was pretty sure I was like, I'm probably gonna stick with paladin just because I like to fight. I don't want to worry about
Right,
making all
right.
these things. But then immediately I was like, oh well, God, I want to make my own clothes. I want to make my own armor, and an alchemy. I can make my own potions because
Right.
I'm really stingy actually. I love my game money, so I was like, I don't want to
Nice.
spend my
You don't
money
wanna
on
buy 'em, yeah.
potions, but I need potions, so I can just make my own and beat the whole system.
Yeah, I was
Right,
really
right.
surprised when I kicked off because I picked mercenary as my initial, and I was like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna get some monsters. I just want to
Yeah.
fight. And when I first booted up the game, I was like, yeah, I totally want to go find some monsters and fight them out. But then I got here into this town, and there was so much to do that I spent so much time running around, talking to people, finding out where
Right.
things were. And at some point, it was like, oh yeah, I was gonna kill some monsters at some point.
You
I
can
guess I probably
spend
should go do that.
hours exploring, and you can spend like 10 hours before you realize, oh, I should progress the story probably. I've just been talking
Right.
to people.
Maybe I
and
should learn how to fight.
exploring and collecting.
But that's the thing, you can play like that. You can totally,
Yeah.
that's totally valid. And I mean, you can get lost in all these side quests because there's just, to say there's such a ridiculously large amount of awesome content in this game that it's just,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, and
unbelievable.
That's the thing.
This
It
guy's
really
pretty
feels
important.
like your life because of that. Like, it sounds
Yeah.
cheesy, but like you really get to choose how you live. Every
Right.
decision you
No.
make just affects how your character grows
This
and
totally
what
is.
they can do.
I think this
Speaking
is one of
of
the most apt
looking at-
titles I've ever
Yeah.
seen.
Yeah, looking at this location, we should probably touch on that a bit because this
This is
is
a
a
guild
very
office,
important
yeah.
spot.
This is your
as
spot
you're
where
dealing
you're
with your
gonna
lives.
go back if you ever want to change life classes. This is the spot you're gonna go to. Just another quick point. It's like because this game not only like you see the trees that you might want to exploit as resources. You see the fish that you might have to use as a cook later on.
These beautiful shiny clumps of ore.
Yeah,
Just looks so
you want them.
tempting. Oh,
They look
yes.
so tasty.
Yeah.
But one of the things is that you are not punished for changing life classes. In fact, like the
No,
game sort of
exactly.
really does a good job of encouraging
I mean,
you
that's
to
cool. It's like,
explore
because
all of
for
those.
anyone who loves RPGs, and RPGs are like my bread
That's
and
my
butter,
home,
I
yeah.
love
Yeah, it
them.
really
But
is.
like, it has all those traditional RPG elements, but it's really evolved because you're not stuck to one life system.
Right.
You're not stuck to not stuck to one class. Like, it really is your life. So if you learn, say, the woodcutting skill,
Right.
like you take that with you. Even if you switch classes, you're not going
Right.
to forget all the things that you've already learned.
Let's jump into after we have this is our butterfly. You're gonna
I love butterflies.
you're gonna
so much.
really this is gonna be your
Yeah,
sidekick
and I want to make a
throughout,
quick
yeah.
note that I'm dashing through all of this text real quick, but all
Yeah.
of the text is just for the purpose of the demo, because all of this
Yeah,
text
yeah.
is so charming and funny. I will literally laugh my head off just reading it.
That's
It's just
awesome.
you're not gonna be able to bring yourself to skip past it when you're playing because it's all just so funny and charming.
That's awesome.
And there's
So good
quite
to
a
hear.
volume of it here as well, because I know
There's quite a
working
bit
on
of
the
text, huh?
localization,
Yeah,
this is
this
a big
game-
game when it comes to text.
I mean, the reality is that if you transpose, we crunched the numbers, and if you transpose all the text in this game over into prose, it would be the equivalent of about a 21,000-page novel. I mean,
That's
it's
a lot of
it's-
writing
Quite a
time.
lot.
It's huge. So, good luck getting through this in your typical 16 hours, guys. It's just not going to happen.
Oh, and the butterfly's
Um,
my favorite.
Butterfly's awesome.
Yes.
Butterfly's awesome. And you're gonna get to know Butterfly a lot. You guys are gonna grow together.
Exactly.
It really is. And it's one of those things. It's like you said, like having the sort of typical. This game really has the standard skeleton of an RPG that people come to expect from or even a JRPG that people need in a game like this.
Exactly.
But it's really I think evolved is a good word for what it
yeah,
is.
it feels so fresh, and yet at the same time, it's still that RPG goodness that we all grew up loving so much. Like, it's an RPG with elements of Animal Crossing, with elements of Zelda, with just all kinds of things pushed together into kind of my ultimate game in a way.
It kind of is. I always get that Metroid feel when you go into an area and you're like, look, I've already gone through this entire area, except there's all that ore and that I need to mine, so I need to come back later to do that stuff in order to accomplish other things.
Exactly. Like I said, for me, it reminds me of Zelda, where I'm like, oh, what's that? I'm going to need my hook shot to get there. Oh, I'm going to need a magic hammer to get past that.
And I mean, those are the things.
And it just pushes you to keep trying new
totally.
things.
It's just like those, I want to keep playing this because of that.
Exactly.
And it's really, so I mean, I guess my my point is, like, don't get caught up in just how adorable. Don't let the cute fool you, basically, because this game is real.
It's charming on the top, but inside it's an incredibly deep RPG. Like,
it's a
there's
creamy
something
core
for everybody.
of RPG.
If you're a hardcore RPG player, you are going to go crazy on this game.
So.
If you're an OCD gamer, you are going to just go
You're
crazy trying to collect everything.
And
even if you're new to RPGs, like, it's sort of that you can play more casually too. You can sort of just relax and talk to everybody. It's just something for everybody. It's really special like
What's
that.
actually surprising here, I think, coming back to the fact that this is level 5.
Yeah, I'm going to jump into
and they've
mine
got
here.
Ni no Kuni Wrath of the White Witch and Dragon Quest IX, so these are folks that are really good at an RPG that looks really cute and adorable, and it's a really engaging world. But then you get in there, and it's like, oh man,
Let's go ahead and switch to Ed's file.
Yeah, we're gonna switch to a couple of my files that I've brought here on our other DS here, on our other 3DS.
And you're a little further along in your life here, so we're going to see someone who's a bit more
I just wanted
developed.
to, give people a taste of the opening here, and so I'm gonna go through. And if we could kick it over to the other 3DS here. That'd be awesome.
Looks like we're just about there.
Thank you.
And worth mentioning while we're getting this kicked up, not sure folks at home watching the stream if you can pick up on this, but the music in this game is really fun.
And for what reason, Sam?
Oh, well, this is one of my favorite things about this game. The composer of the music, Nobuo Uematsu. And
he's a little bit well known,
I think anybody
watching,
maybe you don't know his name, but I can pretty much guarantee that folks know his work, because he's responsible for this incredible wealth of Final Fantasy music.
He's probably made you cry before.
Yes. So many scenes where it's like the music makes it for you. And here it's a complete soundtrack, and it's all his work, and it's so beautiful just to run around and listening to the sounds. Every once in a while, you just want to kind of chill out. You're walking around talking to people, and it's totally worth it when you pick up this game. Play it with the sound on, because you do not want to miss
all the different sort of music there's, like running around town and battling. Just so much different kind of music that just perfectly fits the mood. It is so
good.
So good.
I love it. Here we go. So
I really want the soundtrack.
Tell us about your life, Ed.
Well, okay, so I'm a blacksmith
Who's
right
this?
now, because there's really, things are broken down into 3 different classes. There's your battle class, your crafting classes, and your forging classes, I guess we call them.
Yeah.
And so I'm currently a blacksmith, but I have been I spent a goodly amount of time as a paladin. So I have a good amount of battling going on. And see, all right.
And now you're gonna need it.
Watch out.
So I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and, because of the time that I've spent as a paladin, I'm able to be not too terrified of these guys. Bounty. Oh, check it out.
Not too terrified. Oh my God, don't
tell them about the bounty, Audrey.
So what he just did there is he made that enemy go away, and he left behind this bounty box. What you're going to do is you're going to collect that box, and it's following behind him. You have to protect that bounty from enemies. That's your precious treasure. It's got Dosh in it, which is the in-game money. It's got special items in it, possibly. So you need to make it from wherever you got the bounty all the way to the guild office, or to wherever the closest place to cash it in is. And if it gets messed up by an enemy, or even you can destroy it yourself. And if that happens, then you're going to be really sad, because you lose out on this prize.
The first time I played this, everything was still in Japanese. And so it was definitely like one of those things. I was like, oh, the boss just turned into a box. Well, he must still be alive in the box. Let me just destroy the box.
The same thing happened to me. I was like, ooh, box destroyed.
Exactly. I was like,
and then I was like,
don't do that.
And then I talked to someone who told me about bounties. I was like, oh, I destroyed like 3 bounties.
It's like, yeah, you just made it so you can't cash that in for a bunch of bonus items. Good job.
And here we can see some of the ore.
Yeah, and so check this out. It's like, I'm in this area. It's a very open world, obviously, but I'm in this area, and I'm not a miner, so I can't access any of this stuff. But I've got don't get me wrong. I got stuff to do in this area. You know, like I got lizards to destroy.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna have to come back at some point as a miner. I'm gonna have to remember that all this is here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a little special something here.
Well, I mean,
Bam!
That's the
Ooh,
cool thing about
nice.
this game is
Right.
I was running around for a long time as just a paladin before I had switched to my second life class, and by now I've had on my main file I've had 6 different life classes. I'm addicted to switching, but I noticed I was collecting all of these things, like all these little different items, and I had nothing to do with them. So eventually I was like, well, I want to do something cool with these, and so
Right.
I switched to an alchemist, and there are all kinds of things to collect, and if you want to do
really
something
are.
with them, and you will, then you're gonna have to try all the different life classes.
And I mean, that's the thing. It's like we've been saying that this is pretty much a completionist's dream
or
slash
nightmare.
basically, because you can really get caught up in everything.
I know. I go overboard because I can't pass up a tree without apples. I'm gonna get the apples. I can't pass up an
Right,
enemy,
right.
even like a
I
cute
need-
little sheep. I'm like, oh, you're sleeping.
You have to
slash,
die.
slash. I'm sorry. You might have an item.
You know what? I really need this dandelion fluff right
yeah,
now.
exactly.
So
I don't have
I
enough
gotta get
dandelion
that.
fluff.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab this.
That's good. I mean, cute monster, but not cute enough to save him.
Not cute enough
No.
to pass up the dash.
So check this out. So now I ran around and got some stuff, and so I'm coming back to my life master here,
Oh, I love this.
and this is
game.
Vulcan. And so I'm gonna craft some stuff as a blacksmith.
That's so cool. So all the crafting classes have sort of a little mini game involved
Yeah.
with the crafting.
And it can actually affect the quality of what you
Oh, it totally
create.
does.
Exactly.
yeah.
Like if you mess up, like the first time I wasn't expecting there to be sort of a mini game involved. So when I was making my first, alchemy project, I was just sitting there like, do. Oh wait,
Yeah.
okay, hey.
You
oh,
got.
no.
Oh wait, I
Switch
have
to
to
a different
actually do
segment,
this. Yeah.
Jump around, and
You-
if you do better, you could get double items, you could get better quality
Better quality,
items.
yep.
So you really want to learn your craft. It's not just you're not just saying you're a blacksmith. You really have to learn the craft.
Or you
Yeah.
could create the world's saddest, wonkiest sword.
Exactly.
Your mom will love it. Give it to her.
There you go.
All
Oh,
right. So I
let's see
made
how you
myself-
did.
I made
Bronze
myself a
sword
sword,
complete.
sweet.
And this is a sword that you can now
Good
fight with.
quality.
Yes,
Nice
good
job.
All right, let's do. We'll do another one here.
Now you
And
can
this is
make-
just. I mean, is it stupid to say like this is just so much fun? Like I love the crafting stuff.
It
it's
really is
I think it's
cool.
a
and it's
great
fun.
part
It just
of the
makes
game.
you feel like you're really doing it.
It's
It's
an awesome
like
change-up.
it's like fishing. Like when I
Yeah.
switched to the angler class, I was like, oh, I want to get. I switched because this cat asked me for some fish. I was like, I can't say no to a
You-
cat.
you
You
don't
just
turn the
can't
cat
say no to
down,
the
yeah.
kitties. They're so cute. And so I learned to be an angler, and then you have to have the little game where you have to press A at the right moment when the fish bites, and then you have to reel it in, but you have to make sure the tension doesn't get too tight, and you have to don't do it too fast, don't do it too
Right.
slow, and it's an art,
It
to all
really
of these
is.
crafts.
It's a
really
craft.
fun.
And this is the thing, you see, like I've got a bunch of plains iron here, and so I'm turning those into iron ingots, which then I'll be able to use for either swords
Yeah,
or
yeah.
armor. But
Oh,
I'm gonna
you
have
got
to
an extra,
craft
dude.
those as well.
And that sort of pushes
Oh, did
you
I get
to.
bonus?
Yeah, you
yeah,
got a-
sweet.
you got an extra one.
Yay.
Oh, and see, I completed one of my quests there, Iron Basics.
Nice.
So
and
because
exactly.
there's just tons of these.
All the different life classes
Yeah.
have their own complete set of quests on top of the main story quest.
Yeah, and
so if you switch to all the different classes, you're going to have so many different quests that you can go and try and do.
and it lets you level up the whole time while you're doing this.
Exactly.
Like,
You're
it's just-
leveling up, and like here, you're a blacksmith, so you're like, oh, I want to, make this weapon because it's one of my quests. Oh, well, I'm going to need this item, which means I'm going to have to go over here and get this from this enemy. Oh, which
Right.
means I'm going to need this skill to go and defeat that enemy.
Right.
Like it's
Yep.
really layered and complex.
Everything is
world.
really it's connected. Each part of this is connected, and it's like learning one skill. Like
Oh, great.
again, it
There we
sounds
go.
cheesy, but the metaphoric value is really through the roof. I mean, everything leads into something else. Each
Uh-huh.
skill that you learn will take you to another skill or another item or something else that you're now capable of doing to really like
Exactly.
sort of push your life along.
Yeah, and it feels like you're really watching your character evolve. Like your
Yeah.
character starts off,
Yeah.
they're just some kid in their room, they don't know anything about the world. And then they learn their first life
Smithing
class,
level
and
increase.
by the end of it, you know so many skills, and you can do so many different
Yep.
things. And it's just, you become so attached to your character in a
Yeah.
way. Not just because, you made them, they're your little avatar, but just because you've watched them grow.
You've
You've
watched them grow.
decided how they grow, You decide which of your skills level up. You decide which skills you learn. It's just really, really cool. It's
It
really
is
And,
great
and worth
cool.
mentioning
watching
too is
that.
you get to
to it.
watch other folks grow.
Yeah,
as well.
exactly.
Yeah. Well, let's speaking of that, let's show off a little of the multiplayer because that is
Nice.
awesome.
We just got a couple minutes here.
Yeah, we're gonna try just give it a little taste here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to jump into multi here.
All right.
And so I'm going to invite Audrey into my world.
And what's great here, if you've got folks of two different lives who come into the same world, you can operate in really interesting ways together. You can have one person kind of guarding the group, making sure they're
Yeah,
fighting off the
yeah.
monsters. The other one can be gathering some
Exactly.
resources, and you can help each other out defending bounties too.
Right,
So
right.
it really pays
We'll
off
see,
to
like,
have
here-
a friend come in with you.
Yeah, exactly. Well, see, like right here, I jumped into a different file, and so I started with someone who's very similar to the girl I started off here in this file. She started off as a paladin, but by now she knows a bunch of different skills, and right now I have her as a hunter, so she has, her bow and arrow. So, like, I can have Ed go in and sort of get right into the
Right.
enemy spaces
Short
while I
range, long
stay
range
from a
combo.
distance, and,
All right, let's go. So check this out. Like, Audrey and I, here we are. She's in my world now.
Exactly. I'm about to
So-
be transported into the magical world.
All right, awesome. And this is really something, man. I have not seen this on a portable and had so much fun with something like this since Force Swords,
Exactly.
honestly.
Well,
Like,
the cool
we are
thing-
totally free to run around wherever we want to go, do whatever we want. I want to go to the Elderwood real quick
let's
and
do
try
it.
to take out some.
So the
I think
cool
it's time to
dudes.
find some big monsters.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
I
what-
think so.
that's what I
So
wanna
the
do.
cool thing is, like, there's not just one, like, little area of multiplayer or special level or anything.
Yeah.
The whole world is your multiplayer
Yeah.
arena. You're literally inviting your friend into your world.
And I mean, that's the thing that becomes, again, like, it's cool, it's fun, but how does it relate to gameplay? As you start progressing through this game, you
Mm-hmm.
start encountering massive beasts that, you are
Exactly.
going to want a team. You are going to want a squad with you to be able to take down some of these guys.
Well, I know I personally made the mistake of disturbing the Nap Dragon on my first
Oh.
day because somebody warned me. Somebody was like, "Don't mess
Don't
with
do
the
it,
Nap
don't do it.
Dragon,"
Which means, of course-
Which means, of
That's
course, that
immediately
was the
you have
first
to
thing
do
I had to
this.
go to. It's like, "Oh, where's
Oh,
the Nap
sorry,
Dragon?"
this way.
And
My
I should have known when I hit him, and it did 0 damage. And then just
You
one
might be a
second
little
later,
over your head
one
there.
second later, that life was over. No.
Yeah, when you start seeing, like, oh, attack 0, attack 0, attack 0. All right,
Exactly.
Red Wolves, these dudes are no joke. So
No.
let's
All right.
we'll just take care of these dudes really quickly. Boom! Oh.
Nice.
All right, get 2. Nice. All right.
Awesome. Wait,
Alright.
don't pass up the dash. What are you thinking?
I was leaving it for you.
It's mine
All
now.
right, all right.
Okay, he knows. He knows what to do.
All right, so we're going to step into the Elderwood here.
And briefly mention too that literally every action that you do in this game affects how your character evolves. So like you can see us dashing
Oh,
around.
yes, giant.
The more you dash, the more
The
your
better you
dash
get at
stat
dashing,
you'll
yeah.
grow up. The more you'll be able to do it, the less magic it'll use. The more you use your bow, the better you'll get at that. The more you use your sword. So literally, it's like every single little thing you do, just like in real life, it affects how you grow.
Yeah.
It
It
affects
really pays
everything.
to be well-rounded.
Oh yeah.
That way
Hey,
you
you
can
got monkeying around.
do
I got a
whatever
monkey
comes up.
around quest.
That's the thing. It is something that pays to be well-rounded. That's the way
Oh,
that the game
mushrooms.
really encourages
It
you
abandoned
to.
me.
Oh, all right.
Okay, I got it. I got
We
it.
got 2 of these dudes. I'm gonna need some help in this.
Oh,
this
now you
vicious
need my
grove.
help.
The Grove of Doom. Oh.
On a power.
Yeah,
Okay,
All right.
so I'll get this guy. You take care of the kitty.
All right. Meow.
Oh, speaking
Come
of
here, meow.
kitties, when I found out
Meow.
that you can actually, when you earn enough bliss points, you can have a
can have
cat
pets?
in your room,
Yeah.
and you can have them follow you around as your partner
It's
and fight with
awesome.
you, which is kind of amazing.
I love all the bonuses that you can
I mean, I
have.
think-
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
There's nothing better than having a
Like
cat
just
on
nothing,
your
just a
team.
giant blue monster. We can wrap that up before
I'm
we
in
have to
charge.
go.
Yeah. All right. Audrey's got him from a distance. I
Yes.
got the melee going. All right. Come on. Let me charge up a little. Bam.
Yes.
Nice.
See, that's
Look at
teamwork
the
right
pirouette
there.
of doom.
And now the
There it
bounty,
is.
so-
I like it.
Oh yeah.
You'll get to
Yeah,
fight
yeah,
over who
bounty,
gets to
that's
take
for you.
it.
Oh, is that your
For you.
bounty?
Yeah.
Wait, I'm just gonna shoot it.
All right. No. Let's, all right,
Oh,
I'm
no
taking
bounty
it.
for you.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, cool.
All right, well, that's about all the time we've got, but thank you so much for swinging by and giving us a first look at this game.
Absolutely.
no problem.
Folks, if you're interested, this is going to be coming soon exclusively to Nintendo 3DS. Please stay with us. Next up, we've got some great indie devs coming up on the stage, and we're starting off with the folks who've been working on Guacameele's new game, so please stay tuned.
Bye.
See ya.